Jake Hunsaker here with Zombiestrategic. Today we're going to go over why it's important to have a proper grip with a handgun and what that grip is. It's important because we need to be accurate. During the zombie apocalypse, ammo is not going to be everywhere like most people think. A lot of times it's going to be hard to come up with ammo, so we need to be accurate and use it properly. We need to be on target, and grip is a great way to make sure that that happens. Also, if we don't have a proper grip, our hands are going to fatigue quicker. Our second and third shots in rapid fire are not going to be as fast. So let's get started. So how to begin to get a proper grip. You're going to take your dominant hand. I'm a right-handed shooter, so that's my right hand. And right here in the web of your hand, you're going to take your firearm, and what you're going to do is you're going to try to get the web right there in your hand as high up on the weapon as you can. You want your grip to be as high as you possibly can on the weapon, and that's going to help balance it. Once you have it up there nice and high, nice and tight, you're going to go ahead and wrap your fingers around the pistol grip. Now, what you can notice is, right through here, there's a whole lot of empty dead space, okay? And you're going to want to fill that in. So what you do is on your non-firing hand, your non-dominant hand, there's a little knuckle right here. It's the second bump down on the bottom of your palm. That's going to fit into this spot right here. It's a little bit confusing, but once you see it, it'll make sense, okay? So what you're doing is with your hand, you're filling in this entire spot of your weapon, all right? So once that's filled in, what that gives you is 360 degrees of security. You want to make sure that there's no gaps and that you're secure all the way around the weapon. Once that's done, you're going to go ahead and take your hand at almost a 45-degree angle and wrap that around, okay? One way that many police departments teach to make sure that you have a proper grip is when your finger is out of the trigger guard, your index finger or your shooting finger and your thumb should be even. And that's showing you that your thumb's extended enough forward and that you're doing it properly. Now, why is this grip important? Okay, there's a lot of things that people have been doing that are just simply wrong or outdated. Especially with military shooting, the military is almost considered to be 15 years behind the times compared to police forces and also competition shooting. Okay, things that used to happen is we used to teach that you can have your hand on the bottom and you shoot with this manner. This is completely wrong nowadays. Reason being is it has a terrible return to home fire. What I mean by return to home is when you pull the trigger, you're going to get a recoil, and then your reflexes are just going to set your gun right back where it came from. When you do this, because of the strong pivot point on the bottom, it really hurts that ability. So your second and your third shot are going to be slower and they're going to be more inaccurate. One bad habit that new shooters have is they cross their thumbs. Okay, they're going to pick up the weapon, cross their thumbs either behind the weapon or on the side of it, attempting to do it correctly. This really is terrible. It throws off the alignment of your arms, of your hands. You're not going to have a recoil that comes straight back. You're going to have a recoil that's going to go to the right or go to the left, depending on how you're doing it. Never cross your thumbs. That's just shooting 101 for handguns. Okay? A lot of times, shooters like to get their thumbs up and off the weapon because of the slide. Don't do it. That's just contact that you're losing out on the weapon. And it's very important to have a proper grip for the facts that I've mentioned, specifically accuracy, and even more specifically, an accurate second and third shot during rapid fire. What I mean by this is, if you're shooting one-handed, the weapon will tend to go off of your dominant hand in the opposite direction. So if I were to fire right now, what would happen is the weapon would recoil over this direction. Okay? Because it's path of least resistance, and weapons will always take the path of least resistance. Now if I have a proper grip, and everything's looking just like it should, when I fire the weapon, you'll notice that the weapon will come straight back and slightly up. That means when it returns to home, it's going to be straight. It's not going to have to return to home from the side any direction. It's going to return home from going straight back, meaning your second and your third shots are going to be much, much more accurate, and you'll be able to acquire a target much quicker. Having a proper grip is essential to your controlled pairs, to your hammer drills, and to your rapid fire. So practice now. We all know that we need to be good shooters before Z-Day happens, so get out there and get the proper grip. Thanks for joining us.